If you're listening to this, you're probably expecting an episode of Agatha, but it's not. And you'd probably be expecting to hear Sketch, but you're not. You're hearing me, Cassie. And today we're playing Definitely Wizards, which is a rules-light comedy fantasy TTRPG by Elliot HT. You can find it on their itch page. You can find more of their work at elliottht.art or at elliottart on social media. So thank you, Elliot, for making such a cool game.
You're welcome.
Definitely Wizards. What?
I'm so sorry. I just said you're welcome as Elliot.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, so Definitely Wizards. Also, I would recommend checking the game itself out because there's some really cute illustrations in the manual. It's very adorable. Okay. Y'all can introduce yourselves and your characters in just a second. I will give the premise of the game first. Everyone knows the proper way to gain arcane abilities is through discipline and years of study. Magic is temperamental, and it's too dangerous to let anybody who just happens to have inner power cast spells. Wizards who have worked studiously and been tested on their capabilities are the only ones we can trust with that power. Unfortunately for you, this means all other sources of magic have been declared illegal. If you want to take jobs where spellcasting is a requirement, you must be a licensed wizard. Your party has completed the paperwork and the written test, and now faces the final challenge, completing the Wizard Certification Practical Exam. The exam is a series of trials designed to test your magical competence, skill, and control. Your party must complete these challenges while keeping up the illusion that you are wise and dignified wizards, not a ragtag bunch whose magic is from anything but book learning. So that's the basic premise of Definitely Wizards. Y'all can't handle wizard school, but you gotta get jobs, so you need a license. Luckily, it is pretty rules light, so we're just gonna get silly with it.
Okay.
So somebody go first, introduce yourself, and say what class of character you're playing.
Cassie looked at me, so sure.
You're the one in the room with me, so I wasn't gonna look at you.
I'm playing Dugged Clamberfolk, a druid. And being a druid, that means he has the wild abilities to, for example, transform into creatures, summon flora and fauna, or do other hippie stuff. He carries 2 props with him, which is a squirrel familiar and a belt with many pouches. That's it.
Who's next?
Yeah, it's me, Ghosty Hosty, brought to you by my mother and father. This is a great day and occasion where I get to play 2d6 familiars in a trench coat, but also I'm multiclassing. One of those familiars is the chosen one. Now, let's just take a step back. So, bunch of friends, I'll get to what kind of friends, are hanging out behind a local, one of your chain restaurants in this fantasy world, Sandwich King, when San, the Witch King, comes out back for a blow on his pipe. He sees the unkindness sitting in a line on a tree branch and exclaims a decree. You are my chosen one. I grant you my powers to go get a wizarding license for me. More instructions to follow. Peace out, homies. Obviously, from there, this unkindness, that's a grouping of ravens, squawk and squabble over which one was chosen, actually, but settle with finding a trench coat and working together towards this common, important goal, acquiring a wizarding license under the name San. They also go by Ness, like unkindness. Oh, and I guess as far as powers go, your spells are determined by what creature you are, but could include things like flight as an owl. Sure, if I'm in unkindness, then flight. And yeah, I haven't thought about that part because I thought maybe it would be important that you chip in on it, Cassie. But props, it says to determine props role or choose what you want. I need a trench coat as a prop. Anything else doesn't
Obviously.
really matter. I think a hat, a trench coat and a hat.
That makes sense. Yeah, if there are, you said one of them is a chosen one class, right?
Yeah. None of them are
So-
quite sure which. I can give you all their names though and personality traits.
I don't think we need that just yet.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can use the chosen one type spells too, like invoking a deity, like that kind of stuff.
I can invoke
if
sand.
you're like, yeah, exactly. If you're like multi-classing it.
Oh, that's cool.
Great. I could telepathically call up Sand for an order of fried potatoes.
That might come in handy. You never know.
Yeah. To bribe the wizarding licensor.
Aaron, go. Your turn.
Oh, okay, I'll go then. I'm Aaron, and today I'm portraying Ryan Elric, son of Thomas and Martha Elric. Ryan was born with the blood of a warlock dragon flowing through his veins, which gives him the power to manipulate the elements to his liking. 7 years ago, his parents were tragically murdered by a highwayman, and after many years of studying and practicing his magical powers, he has gone slightly evil and dreams of having a skeleton army.
Like
You're
a
just kind of
stark
sticking with
difference.
what you know today.
Yes. So the very first one every day is in the book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what my props are. Can I'll roll? There's
Yeah, either you can roll right now or you can just pick which ones you think fit best. But yes, the elemental blood, that class says you inherited magic from a primordial ancestor that allows you to manipulate the elements based on the elemental system of your choosing.
okay.
So things like lightning strikes, fire blasts, like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So for my props, I have a pointy hat and robes. And
Perfect.
I get to create my own one. I got a 6, so I'll have a magical staff with a crystal built into the top of it.
Great. Okay, last but not least.
All right. I'm Sketch. Usually I'm the Fate Master, but today I'm just another wizard. I played Lil Thirsty. He's a cold-blooded vampire bard who spits bars. My props are my worm, which is named DJ Squirmy, and a pocket of glitter.
That's excellent. I'm so sad the worm's name isn't Dr. Worm.
Just when you're playing, you have a worm.
Yeah, DJ Squirmy.
As a familiar, right?
I'm
Yep.
gonna have to eat that.
Yeah. Now hold on. Hold on. Familiars, don't worry. They cannot be harmed.
Yeah.
That is a little stipulation in the rules. Don't worry. No animals.
Familiars
No animals
just
will be harmed.
don't taste like real animals. They taste, I don't know, whatever you don't like, whatever your character doesn't like. Ghosty.
You can eat him, but he lives.
I'm gonna do that over and over. Question for teacher though. Did you say familiars can't be harmed?
No, you can't harm familiars.
But I'm 7 familiars. I can't get harmed.
We'll see about that. Now,
The worm's gonna eat me?
if it would be pretty great if you were playing your 2d6 familiars in a trench coat, and then you had a familiar as one of your props.
Mhm.
Do you want me to have
That
a
would be
familiar
pretty
as a
cool.
prop? I'm fine
You
with
could've.
it. But I need a trench coat and also a hat. The hat's non-negotiable.
I think the
That's
trench
true.
coat comes with the class.
Yeah, I think having a
does?
trench coat to cover you is just part of the description. So if you want something else besides hat, you can.
Okay. I wasn't aware, man. Jeez, I'm so privileged. I would love a
An
familiar.
8th Raven.
I am gonna choose. What's the cat with bird wings? Like the cat with eagle wings.
Griffin?
A tesprit.
I don't know.
I just
don't
thought it was
remember.
like
You're the only one that read the word.
cat with bird wings.
A Tesla.
Tressym. A TRESSYM. I'll have a Tressym.
Okay. But it's like a house cat sized.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a tiny
Adorable.
little kitten with wings.
Oh,
Like a little black
That's
kitten.
perfect.
Actually looks like a raven, but without a beak.
Aw.
That's good, yeah.
Okay. So the way the game is going to work, because you're trying to pass your wizarding exam to get your license so you can get a job like a proper citizen, and you don't want to be discovered as the hooligan that you are. But you also, if you go too far into the wizard side, your wild magic can't handle it, and then consequences on that side too. So the key is you want balance between wild and wizard. All of you are starting with both of those stats at 3. 3 wild, 3 wizard. Please keep track of that so I don't have to keep track of all of your stats.
yeah.
So that's the only stat. It's fine. Yeah. Wizard refers to your ability to blend in and do the wizard stuff. And wild is your natural talents, like your elemental stuff, your being a bird. That's your wild. And your stats change as you cast various spells. Again, I mentioned they start at 3 in each. If your wizard stat reaches 6, your pent-up wild magic threatens to explode. You can't do any wizard spells until you've succeeded on a wild roll, at which point your wizard stat resets to 2. If your wild stat reaches 6, you've drawn suspicion. So you're not in trouble yet, but you've drawn suspicion. You cannot cast any wild spells until you've succeeded on a wizard roll, and then your wild stat gets reset. If any player's wild stat goes higher than 6, your entire party's wild stat reaches 6 simultaneously, and you're caught. You not only fail the test, but you are arrested for wild magic crimes.
As we should be.
Exactly. So that's what's at stake. Either you illegally get your license so you can legally get a job, or you're gonna go to wizard jail. Okay, and I think once we get into actually rolling, I can explain how the rules work. Again, it's very, very much if you think it would be funny, just do that, or if that kind of thing. Obviously, the game ends when you either pass all of the chambers. There are 4 different rooms in this test that you need to pass. If you pass all the chambers without your wild magic being detected, you win. Or if you fail, game over, you failed. Simple as that. Today, your test is going to be judged. Yeah, there's a class from the Wizard Academy who's in for observation, and a professor is going to be explaining to the students your choices and what you're doing, and they're going to be taking notes. So you better pay attention and don't do anything too stupid in front of this class who's observing you and taking notes and judging you.
Oh, no.
I love being judged.
Do they all have bad vision, Cassie? Do they all have, like, very bad vision?
Why would they have bad vision?
Just so that they
Nerds.
don't see that I'm a bunch of birds?
Somehow you're, and that's what's so funny about this is unless your wild reaches 6 or higher, everyone's, oh, what's this? This is just a strange person.
Yeah, she's got a very big hat.
Yeah.
I'm just like a
Maybe they're worried about sunburn. I don't know. Not my business.
mass of feathers. Like I have a bird for a boot and a bird for a glove.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe you're just like cloaked in shadow. Like a Final Fantasy Black Mage.
Yeah, or there was like a fog mishap at the academy, and now everything is just foggy. You know?
Okay. Oh,
Typical
yeah.
day.
The way you said academy sounded like ketamine.
There's no ketamine.
Of course, it's the rapper character that says that.
Yeah, I know what's up.
Yeah, that could be the case. Maybe I cast a lights out spell targeting someone else, but it backfired.
Maybe.
No, that's not it.
I think people are just like, oh no, that's just a weird shambling man.
I try not to judge
Yeah,
people.
okay, shambling man, get in here and take your wizard test.
I feel like I would just be like, that's a tiny man covered by a bunch of familiars so that he seems bigger.
That too. Okay, so your party, I'm assuming your party just is together. I don't know why, I don't know how, that doesn't matter. This is a quick game. We don't need, the lore of how everyone met and became a party and no, whatever.
I mean, if it's like a test, just people got put together in groups randomly.
Yeah, you could have just been like, this is your assigned group. It's up to you whether you guys know each other or not.
Mm-hmm.
But you all arrive at the testing facility, which is just a very plain office building looking place. You walk in and there's a receptionist sitting at a desk typing away on a typewriter.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to say anything. She's just typing away. If someone walks in, that's not her problem. She doesn't want to do anything if she doesn't have to.
All right, Duggan just marches on up to the desk proudly and announces, I'm here for the wizard exam. Where do I go, please?
Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, can I get your name, please?
Clamberfolk.
Okay, how do you spell that?
Spelling is not a wizard skill. Trick question. I don't need to spell my name.
I would think spells are...
I'm not here for that kind of spell.
spells are an essential wizard skill, but okay.
But not alphabetical spells.
Can you at least...
They're like an alphabet wizard walking out of the doors. Oh.
like the alphabet king in Phantom Toll Booth. That kind of guy. Words. Yes.
Damn, that's a throwback. That's a callback. I haven't heard that name in ages.
Maybe that's the kind of elemental you are.
Wait, no, Aaron. You're not actually
an
a dragon.
elemental wizard, but an elementary wizard.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of a wizard with dyslexia, ironically.
You're an elementary what, son?
I'm here to teach you all to read.
Your one weakness. Yeah, the receptionist just sighs and says, can you at least sign your signature on a release form?
Of course.
Okay, cool. That's good enough. She still rifles through like a filing cabinet and finds your file. Okay, I need you to sign here. Don't worry, it's like totally safe. It's totally safe. But this waiver is just so the certification exam cannot be held responsible for any bodily injury that may result in the testing process up to and including death. But don't worry, that like never, hardly ever happens. But just sign here. We're not responsible.
Oh, okay. And Duggan just scrawls over, does a big signature that's bigger than the field intended for it, and hands it back over.
Okay, thank you.
Real John Hancock.
The testing happens in groups of 4, so you'll be grouped with 3 other applicants. So you can just wait here in the lobby in the waiting room. Just go have a seat, and you'll be called when it's your turn. Thank you. Shoos you away from her desk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
Nugget just sits down in the middle of the room and twiddles his thumbs, looking around expectantly.
In the corner, you hear like the sound of beatboxing. And yeah, just a guy going, I'm a little thirsty, I'm here to say. I'm not going to drink your blood today.
Does Little Thirsty walk up to the receptionist desk, or is he just chilling?
Nah, he was there already. Now he's beatboxing.
Oh, okay. Has he already signed his paperwork?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are two applicants ready. Have you guys already signed your waiver that the facility is not responsible for any injury or death that may occur during the testing process?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think Ness is sitting next to Lil Thirsty. Is it Lil Thirsty or Lil Firsty?
A little thirsty.
He's sitting next to Lil Thirsty and bobbing like a kind of like a bird to the rhythm. Kind of, you know. Already signed. Signed San. In Comic Sans.
Cool.
Yeah. Little thirsty says, yes, keep those ad libs coming.
Thirsty! Ad-lib's coming!
Aaron, how about you?
Okay, Ryan, he walks up to the secretary lady and he announces himself. He says, behold, it is I, Ryan Elric. I am here to take my test.
Okay, have you filled out your paperwork?
No, I lost it on the way here. Could you print out do you have a printer? Is your internet broken? It sounds like it's dialing up.
Yeah, hold on. What's your name again?
Ryan Elric.
How do you spell that?
R for Ryan, Y for Ryan, A for An.
I don't care about your first name. What's your last name?
Elric. E for Elric. L for Elric. R for Ulric.
Okay, cool. she completely ignores him and just starts rifling through the file cabinet. Okay. She pulls out your little folder. Okay. Do you have a pen?
No, I lost it with the paperwork.
Oh my God. What? Do I really have to do everything for you here? Oh my God.
I'm a wizard.
Here. She pulls a pen from a big cup full of pens on the desk.
You must be a stationary wizard.
Just fill out the paperwork.
And he begins to fill it out and he says, where do I sign? Down here at the bottom? Is that right?
Yeah, right where the part that says sign your name, that's where you sign.
I thought, yes. I thought like mortal name. Anyway, yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool. So just so you know, you're going to be grouped with 3 other applicants to take the test. And now that you've signed, the wizard certification practical exam facility is not responsible if you like get hurt or die or whatever, which don't worry.
I won't die.
Exactly. That's the spirit. That's right. Good job. Okay, looks like there's 4 of you. All of you together, the 4 of you, whatever. You can just head back through that door there and they'll get you started on the exam.
Excellent.
And she just points much like in a doctor's office. There's the door. Go on through. Past the reception.
Excellent.
Yeah. Little Thirsty just keeps rapping. He's death is inevitable. This test seems credible.
Okay, and then
My rhymes are incredible.
and
Credible and incredible.
Ness is gonna start twerking a little bit, but as Ness is twerking, I'm sorry guys, I rolled bad. The butt part reveals a little cheeky face of a raven. The trousers get pulled down, and out comes like a little raven smiling with this wide grin. They all have teethy smiles. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
They're fantasy ravens. Why not?
Yeah, and I just want you to know, you as the viewers and my friends have just been introduced. has been introduced to Bill the Raven, who needs to be seen and is extremely vain and is located in the butt.
Yeah, he needed to see what's going on. He can't see anything in there.
No, it needs to be seen.
Why go to Bill the Bear when you can go to Bill the Raven?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Since no one's making any moves towards the door.
I think Nugget, he was very eager. So as soon as he sees the receptionist pointing, he just jumps up and he just waits at the door, holding the door open, and just looks around the room and just, come on. Just at the other three.
You're a raven now too.
Come on, everybody.
What's the your voice?
I don't know what I'm doing with his voice, so
Sure,
It's
Just
really
roll with
hard
it.
to do like a crow call quietly. I used to be able to actually do it pretty well.
I don't know what a crow or a raven even sound like. I'm just flying off the cuff.
Why not?
Anyway, I'm gonna hobble. I'll hobble over.
Likewise, Ryan also stumbles over to the way.
Okay. To the door? Do you go through the door?
He goes to the door at first, and then very theatrically pulls his hat down a bit, and because it's quite a tall hat, so he has to do that anyway to get through without knocking it off. But he goes through, but very kind of like mystically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ness just looks
Ooh.
like a stumbling idiot, and then instead of pulling the hat down, pulls the hat up a little bit and reveals another random fucking raven. Walking through the door.
Yeah, a little thirsty, just like walking through, bobbing his head with a little squirmy on his finger, beatboxing.
I love that.
Squirm. Can you beatbox for us?
You leave a very like plain, kind of sterile looking like office lobby, waiting room area, and you are greeted with the sight of a giant chessboard. It's just a huge life-size chessboard.
It's like a chess, but big.
Yeah, it's like chess.
that is a thing. There are actual chess games played with like people in costume.
like in a garden.
Yeah.
Outside our library, there's a big chessboard.
Oh, that's
Hell yeah.
fun.
When I was a kid and we were like at one of the parks, they had a big chessboard. Not huge, but 10 times the size of a real chessboard.
Okay.
Sorry. Just brought me back.
No, it's fine.
No, what
That's
I was
fun.
laughing at is the fact that Discord cut out 10 times or whatever you said. It just says the size of a normal chessboard.
Yeah, I said 10 times.
They had a really big chessboard. I guess it was like the size of a normal chessboard.
That sounds like something I would say.
It does. He was trying to describe an odor once and said it smells like a waft of smell. I will never live that down.
There's truth to that though. Like when you can smell something, you can smell it.
It's a smelly smell.
Yeah.
That smells smelly. Okay. But not only do you see this giant chessboard off to the side and sort of like there's like a little observational area set aside, and you see a group of a dozen, not kids, but like young people in the standard wizarding robes. They're all sitting like on a bleacher, and they all have clipboards. And they're all sitting and they look very excited, very eager. They're ready to take notes with their quills. And there is also a middle-aged woman with librarian glasses with the chain around the neck, and her hair is just pulled back in a very, very, very tight bun. And she's also wearing the standard wizarding robes. And she's the one who greets you. Oh, hi! You must be the next group in to take the test.
Yeah, that's me.
That's me.
And them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, today is a little bit special because we have there's a class here to observe from the Wizarding Academy. So if that's all right with you, we're going to be watching as you take the test and just pretend we're not here.
Not here!
Just complete. Exactly. We're just pretend we're not here. We're just going to be watching. I might be explaining to them how the test works a little, but we're just going to stay out of your way, and you can just go on and face these challenges. Don't worry. I'm sure you're going to do great. No pressure.
Gonna do great!
No pressure. Don't worry about embarrassing yourself in front of a dozen college students. It's totally chill.
Of course.
A dozen ravens!
Little Thirsty throws gang signs.
You see a couple students looking, just start taking notes. Oh, okay.
Honestly, I'd be more afraid of embarrassing myself in front of actual kids or teens than college students. College students, I feel like, are a little bit more forgiving.
Then again, if it's the academy, then it's probably high school age. I take that back. It's not college students.
Dang it.
Hey.
Then I'm definitely throwing gang signs.
You see some of them, a couple of them start taking notes. A couple turn and whisper to each other and point and laugh and smirk. Oh, what's that? The receptionist today, Janet, and she really isn't much on explaining things. So I guess I'll tell you how this works today. So obviously you're standing here in front of this giant chessboard. And what you need to do is play wizard chess. And when you win, that door on the other side of the room will unlock and you'll get to go through to the next challenge.
Now, do your students also know how to play wizard chess? I feel like you should explain it for their sake. Definitely not mine.
I'm not here to teach them today. We're only observing what you are doing.
All right. What does Duggett see in the room? Like, what is it the same chess pieces as a normal chess?
Yeah, it's just a standard chessboard. Oh, like life.
I want to roll a hunch.
Okay.
I want to know what's going on in that brain of yours, a big brain. I rolled 1d6, right?
Yeah.
Is this a?
It's a wizard.
Okay, yeah.
I got a 6.
Okay, yes. On wizard spells, I guess because it's a d6. Pretty standard that 1 to 2 spell is a dud, 3 to 4. If you're trying to do a wizard spell, you'll accidentally do a wild spell, 5 to 6. What? 5 to 6, the spell fails dramatically. Describe the outcome and add 1 to wild.
Well, isn't it the case that if he's rolling a 6, then he has to roll a 3 or less, Cassie?
Yeah, I feel like that might be...
So he fails because he rolled above his wizard stat, and now he rolls for a consequence.
Yeah, because if you roll at or below your wizard stat, the spell works. Your wizard stat is currently 3, so you rolled a 6, right? So okay, there we go.
And then I roll the outcome, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where you describe it fails. You just add 1 to wild. You don't have to roll to add anything.
Oh, okay.
You just add 1.
But I thought like a 1 to like a 5 to a 6 is like a different thing than a 1 to a 2. So if it's only supposed to be below my wizarding stat, then that means that there has to be a secondary roll where that second thing is determined, right?
Yeah, there are 2 rolls.
Yeah, you need to roll again for the consequences.
Oh, you're right. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, then I rolled a 1.
Okay, so that 1 is the consequences. Okay, nothing happens in this case. See, we're all learning. As much as I've gone over these rules, the actual rolling, I'm like, eh? Okay, so...
He just out loud goes, I guess you are playing chess and I am playing checkers. And then he does more gang signs.
If you want to pass this challenge and move on to the next one, you're probably going to want to play chess. And the chessboard...
Damn, that's real.
That's some real shit.
The chessboard is completely full. So if you want to, you can either choose to take the place of a piece, be on the board yourself, or you can be directing it from the side and being like, I want the knight on D whatever to go da 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 da.
Okay.
I feel like Lil Thirsty would just go and grab the crown.
Okay.
You gonna go grab the king?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you contest with me because Ness is definitely gonna go try to take the king.
Either way, you reach, if you both of you are reaching for the king, the king piece comes to life and unsheathes a giant sword.
Merlin's beard. That chess piece came to life.
Oh boy.
Damn, you are observant.
Yes, of course.
I think so. Duggett like hops on the knight figurine and it just tries to commandeer it to move forward.
I swear I've seen this before.
I feel like...
Oh, and I should probably also say, yeah, the opposing side is the black pieces, and the side where you enter the room is the white pieces.
Okay.
No one said you had to only play one side of the chessboard.
That makes sense. I'm gonna challenge the king to a rap battle. I'm gonna roll wild
Okay.
with my bard skills. I got a 3.
That does meet your wild stat, so the spell works.
Cool. So then do I also roll again? Because there's no consequence for that, right?
Yeah, it just says it works as intended. So now you get to tell us what that looks like or how you... Yeah. Or you can just rap. You can just rap at the king.
Yeah. He goes, what is a king to a god? Maybe you are just a pawn.
The king just kind of like cocks its head as if it's very confused. And it points to its crown like... it can't speak, but it still is like pointing to the crown like, I'm not a pawn. But it's still, okay, I don't know about that. But you still add one to wild.
Will do.
What were you hoping to have happen?
To have him listen to me, abide by my will.
So you're trying to convince the king to act as a pawn.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, so your spell works as intended. The king is like a little confused. Okay. So then instead he switches places on the board with a pawn in the front of the board.
Does he give him the crown?
I think he takes it off of his head and is holding it like, he's not sure what to do with it, but he's going to stand in this square now instead of at the back of the board.
Someone else can go. Like, I already made a move with Duggett that he just jumped on the knight.
Onto a knight.
Knight E4!
But yeah, you... As Little Thirsty is rapping, you see the students are taking notes and you hear this professor lady just, oh, that's okay. That's a really interesting use of persuasion. Did you all see that? A very unique.
He's addressing everyone now and he goes, I spit fire, you are just peons for hire.
Okay, well, I'm not really meant to give you hints or tell you what to do, but just don't address the class. We're just observing. Don't worry. Just pretend we're not here. Focus on that chessboard, okay?
Yeah.
Cassie,
Okay, cool.
I want to try and demography the king on the opposing side.
The one that is now a pawn.
Whichever one now has the rank of king.
Okay. Sketch, the one that you switched places with was on the
On our
black
side.
or white.
Black. It's cooler.
So opposite side of the chessboard from where we started.
Yeah. So you said you want to transmogrify the
Yeah.
king on the white side.
Yeah, whichever one we need to defeat to complete this test.
Well, that
So-
would not.
How do you know? That's what we need.
Making wild guesses.
Yeah, whichever one is the king on the opposing side, I want to defeat them to win.
Aaron, what's your guy's
What?
name again? Elric?
Ryan Elric.
Ryan. I will say it's not that you're assigned a side, you just need to complete a game.
Okay, I want to transform him anyway. What is
Okay.
it made out of?
I'm going to say they're made out of marble. 'Cause That
Okay.
sounds very fancy.
So I want to transmogrify them into like pebbles, like just generic pebbles that you'd find in a gardening store. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, yeah.
So that's just a D6 roll, yeah?
That is a wizard spellcasting roll. You are
Okay.
attempting to turn a small amount of non-magical material into a slightly different one.
Yeah. I got a 1.
Got a 1?
Yes.
Okay. But in this case, that's okay because your wizarding stat is still 3. So if you roll at or below your wizard stat, the spell works how you intended it to. Okay, so the white king piece, since it's like the size of maybe like a human person, you don't end up transmogrifying the whole thing, maybe from like the shoulders up. It turns to granite and kind of like crumbles away.
Oh, he's got no head. Yes. Excellent. Behold my powers. Kneel before me, evil king.
You hear a group of academy students like giggling derisively.
Ness will also basically just mimic exactly that giggle from where Ness is standing, which is over by Lil Thirsty and the swapped king. I want to know what's happening with are any of these chess pieces moving on their own doing things, or are they just like awaiting orders? What does it look like?
They don't seem to be moving at the moment, but when you approach as like an out of turn, out of bounds move of just I'm just going to grab the crown, that's when he tried to attack you.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Then Ness would like to, let's see, Ness is by the black pieces. So Ness is going to hobble back over to the white pieces and to the chessboard. Okay. Pawn to C3. That's what shouts out.
Which one were you trying to move? Just either?
Pawn to C3 means the pawn that is on C2 for the white side moves one space up.
Oh yeah, it is numbered. That's right. So yeah, that it does. It takes a step forward onto the next square.
And then Nestle shout to Lil Thirsty and to Dug It In, and it's Lion, right? Lion Elric.
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
It is Ryan. Okay.
Ryan, yes.
And Ryan. Okay, I think I get it. Do that! Do that! Do that! Do that!
Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Yeah. Do that. Do that. Do
The
that.
professor just muttering to the class. See, now they're starting to get a hang of how chess works. They figured out how to move some of the pieces. That's important when you're playing chess, is to move the pieces.
Duggett is on his knight piece, and he feels like it's not quite horse-like enough. It's just like the horse head on like the pedestal, like how a chess piece looks. And so
say the horse head itself is like moving and tossing its mane and snorting at you a little bit now that you're sitting there.
And Duggett wants to use his druid powers to transform it to a creature. So he wants to make it like turn it into a full horse, not just like a chess piece looking horse. Still made out of the marble, but yeah.
You just want to give it a body.
Yeah.
Okay. So roll wild.
Put an ass on that horse.
Okay, I rolled above my wild stat of 3, and I will roll again for the consequences. The spell works, but with a negative side effect. Add 1 to wild.
Okay.
Do you want to describe the negative side effect? Or?
If you have an idea, that's fine. I also have an idea.
It's got 2 asses.
Oh, I was going to say it's like a fully marble horse, but it like is constantly pooping like chunks of marble. It won't stop pooping. But the poop is also marble.
Okay, sure. But now that it's an actual horse, Duggett kind of like rears it up like you would a horse to jump over and just bound forward, and not obeying the typical moveset of a chess piece, but just trying to get it to jump over and bound towards the king.
The horse won't let you do that. As soon as you veer off of that little L-shaped move, it starts to try to kick you off and buck you off and like, no, it's not how this works. It doesn't say that, but that's the vibe it gives you.
Okay.
A little thirsty is just like bobbing his head to the sound of the marble poop hitting the floor at a perfect beat.
Like clunk, clunk, clunk.
And he tells DJ Squirmy, he's like, "You'll sample that."
Does he have a tiny worm-sized turntable that he carries with him?
For sure.
I love it. That's perfect.
He's a little worm with headphones and a turntable.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, Duggett is just trying to rein the horse in and get it under as well. But someone else can make the next move.
Simon, this is on the same side that we entered? The horse on the side that we entered?
On the
Okay.
white.
So that means that
grabbed the white horse.
the knight, did you do the knight that starts on B1 or G1?
Yeah, B or G.
The knight on B, I guess if it sticks to 3, the L shape, it's on B3 now.
Yeah. No, it can't go to
A3.
A3.
Yeah, it has to go to A3 because on C3 is a pawn.
Exactly.
I tried finding some tool we could use to like track where all of the pieces are, but we're just going to have to remember.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. Or it's okay because it's okay.
Yeah.
So Duggett, do you allow the horse to settle on the square that it just instinctively wants to go to, or are you going to keep fighting it to try to like rush the other side of the board?
I think Duggett has intuitively, he gave this horse life and made it more alive, and so he accepts
gave it life as it was sitting there before you gave it a butt.
He accepts that it has its own will and is easy there. I'll try to work with you, basically.
Okay.
I have an ass and I must poop.
They should have done that in The Wizard of Oz.
Exactly. Okay, so there's a knight on B3, pawn on C3. Horse! Oh, looks like they're making progress. Hope you're taking good notes, class. Maybe we'll have a pop quiz about this later.
Sketch, you should probably try moving a piece.
Okay, Thirsty just mumbles to himself. He's just like, notes, about to see the goat. That's it. He's just trying to dropping bars. He has no fucking idea how you play chess.
Oh, man.
Not going to make any attempts to move anything or push anyone around, or he's just too focused on rapping.
Yep.
Okay. Does Ryan want to make any other moves?
What does the door to the next room look like?
What did the door look like?
Yeah, what does it look like? Is there like a keyhole? Is it made out of wood?
Yeah, it's a big wooden, think of just like a typical, it's a big wooden fantasy door with a big ornate brass handle with like that perfect little stereotypical keyhole shape. But it has like an aura of just like a tinge of blue glowing about the door. So you're like, okay, it's a magic door. You can't just blast through it.
Oh, damn.
I saw what you were thinking.
What spells can I do?
Any like wild abilities are also they're purposefully vague in the rules so that if you can justify why that would be something an elemental could do or something that a bard could do, yeah, why not? Sure.
While Aaron is thinking about that, Cassie, did a white piece move and then another white piece moved without a black piece moving in between?
Yeah, I guess they did.
Okay, cool. That's great to know.
It's being fiddly about what rules it isn't following.
Yeah.
I do want to try to inspire the pawns on the black side to revolt against their own people. As a bard.
Including the one that's the king.
Yeah.
We needed a full verse for this, bro.
Is he just going to get crowned again?
And inspiration is a...
Wild, probably.
That would be wild, yeah.
Let me roll and see. I got a 2, so I'm fine.
Nice.
Okay.
He goes, bite the hand, stand up against the man, take back the land. You understand? And he throws gang signs at the pawns. But not me.
Since now there's a pawn in the king space and the king is in the pawn row, the king also is like hands on the hips. You know what? And
it's down at this pawn with the crown on it.
Yeah, this pawn who is in the wrong space. None of the pieces move from the squares that they're on, but the ones that are closest, the pawns, I imagine they're like little guys.
Mm-hmm. They're
not like the little round chess. They're little people. They're little guys, and they start kicking the other pawn. And the ones on the ends of the board that can't reach, they're like shaking their fist and but they can't move, but they're mad about it.
Good.
But the other pawns start trying to throw punches at the pawn that's in the king space.
And the king is like pebbles, right? A pebbly head, thanks to Ryan's spell.
The other one is.
Oh, okay.
The white marble piece.
Okay.
Is now headless.
Okay.
Oh,
and now you know that destroying a piece doesn't take it out of the game. You just broke the piece.
Can Ness shout a command across the board to the black pieces?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so now normally when you say a piece to a certain thing, you always know what it means because the rules are set, but because of what the weird stuff here, it's not exactly clear. So Ness will shout, pawn from C7 to F8. pawn from c7 to f8. That's by my calculation, that's the pawn that is in front of the king. So that's what was once the king before. And it's trying to beat up or capture the bishop.
E7 or C7?
C7 to F8.
Okay, then yeah, the king, who is now a pawn, starts a fist fight with a bishop standing behind him.
Yes! It actually...
He still has his crown, he's just not wearing it. And I think in the scuffle, he drops it and it's skittering across the board.
Oh.
But now he's throwing punches at this bishop, and the bishop's like getting him in a chokehold.
No thirsty, he's going to go for the crown.
Anyone else going for it? No one's gonna?
No.
Yeah, I'll let him.
Okay.
I've got a different thing planned, but yeah, Little Thirsty can do what he's trying to do.
Okay. So he Little Thirsty grabs the crown and notices inlaid inside of it is the key to the door. Stuck, embedded in the crown like a weird little jewel.
Oh, he puts the crown on.
Okay, where in the board are you when you do that?
I don't know, where'd the crown go?
I just was like, oh, it's like sliding across the board. So you can pick, what do you think, it was halfway across or only a few paces away?
E4.
Okay. So that's where you are now, and now you're stuck in place.
King of rap, baby.
Okay, this is a really unique approach to playing chess. I hope you all are taking very good notes. I've never quite seen a maneuver like that. I'm very fascinated to see what they'll do next, I suppose.
So what Duggan wants to do is he just knows that queens are really powerful in chess, and obviously the horse trying to charge forward with the horse didn't quite work out. So he's trying a different strategy, and he just knows queens are very powerful.
Queens are very powerful,
so
period.
What he wants to do is this pile of pebbles that Ryan created. He wants to cast a simple illusion on them to make each pebble look like a tiny queen.
Okay. Casting an illusion, is that wizard or wild?
Yes, wizard.
That's wizard.
If you squint hard enough.
Oh, it's a 5. Come on.
That was such a good idea.
Oh
Yeah.
God, a 6.
The spell fails dramatically. Describe the outcome and add 1 to wild. It's put.
You could give me a wit bonus, and I could do a second roll.
I don't really think that was very witty. However, yeah, that puts you up to 5 wild.
Oh yeah, 5 wild. Come on.
And at 6 wild, we cause a suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, have you been adding when you've like transmorgified? You added 1 to wizard and that kind of stuff.
Okay, thank you for reminding me.
I also forgot until just now. Right, you succeeded. You add 1 to wizard
You do when you succeed?
because you're definitely a good.
You
What?
add 1 to wizard when you succeed?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, then I should add 2 to wizard because I'm so successful.
Yeah, it looks like for the wizard one, when it works intended, you add 1, but then for the wild one, it's either you like describe your way through it in an acceptable way, or you have to add 1 to wild. Does that sound correct, Cassie?
I'm not sure if that's like a typo, or because it seems like why would you or add one to wild?
Because if we're able to
'Cause if
explain
it's-
it away
you
in a
succeed-
sensible way, then maybe it doesn't need to add to wild.
Yeah, we'll just play it like that. Like
Interpreting, I
if-
don't know. Yeah. It's up to you. Your judgment is the one that matters.
yeah, you failed.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to describe what happens in failing to cast an illusion? A simple illusion.
Sure. What Duggett manages to do, and instead of making the little pebbles look like queens, what he does, he basically just makes a spotlight appear over the pebbles. and there's just a tiny little flourish sound that goes with it. And that's it.
Oh my goodness.
And as he's doing it, he was posing very dramatically, trying to concentrate, and so you can tell that it came from him, like the spotlight appearing.
That's a very unexpected use of a simple illusion spell. I'm not quite sure why he's highlighting this character, but there it is. It's a good use of the illusion spell, but I'm not sure what effect he was going for.
Little Thirsty tries to head to the spotlight, but he realizes he's stuck and he's, what the fuck?
Well, you can move like one square, and then you're stuck.
He moves one square and he's stuck and he's, what the fuck? I can't even throw gang signs. This is some bullshit.
Okay. This matters. Which square do you move to? From E4?
Like F4.
Okay, good.
Wait, I was heading towards the king, so no. That doesn't make any sense. I was in E4, so I go to D3. That makes sense.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Oh, man. I do have a troublemaker raven inside of my trench coat. And I've rolled for it 3 times now. So I have to do this. Ness is going to... Actually, from what part of the trench coat does this come? I believe it's the... Okay, so the right arm of San, quote unquote, San, raises up towards the first pawn that Ness instructed. And it's the one that is now on, I believe we said it was pawn to C3. Right?
I think so.
Yeah, C3. So you point towards the pawn that's on E2 and say, pawn! Actually, this needs to sound evil. Pawn! Oh, that's so loud.
On to E3!
D3. Sorry.
Yeah, that little guy immediately leaps onto Little Thirsty and starts grappling and punching and trying to smack the crown off you.
Blood, this is not chill at all.
Is there like, Cassie, can you describe the crown again? I thought you said there was a key in it.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I want to use my elemental magic to wind it off of his head into my hands.
Yeah, and that's wild.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Yeah, that's wild. I'm not on the game board, by the way. I haven't stepped foot on it.
That's okay.
I got a 2.
It was good. Still good, Aaron.
Nice.
Yeah. Tell us how I realized last time I stepped in, it was like, oh, the piece falls apart. But if you want to explain like what happens or describe how this happens as you use a gust of wind.
I raise my magic staff into the air and I kind of like, behold, witness my dark powers as I take that crown for myself. And I point with my staff, and very slowly and shakily, the crown shuffles its way through the air towards me, and then I snatch it and I say, Witness my powers as I wear the crown for myself. And I do that.
And you're off the board, right?
Yeah, I'm not on the board.
Okay. Since it was the pawn taking over the king anyway, the game is now over, but now you're just the one who happens to have the crown on your head. So all of the pieces stop struggling and stop fighting, and they all just kind of like stand idly. They don't go back to completely inanimate. They're all just chilling, like they're extras on a set. They're just like, oh. The bishop and the king stop punching each other. The pawn clambers off a little thirsty and just goes, puts a hand out for a handshake. Ah, yes, okay.
The thirsty goes, damn, bars. He's spitting. For real.
How about the one that I tried to kill when I turned it over? Is that dragged away to be repaired, or what? Is it just there still?
I'm gonna say they're gonna repair that one later, but for now, it is just a piece of marble.
Okay.
Illuminated, please.
That's the little scrumbly bits are illuminated. Yeah. Yes. See, look at that, class. They managed to, in a very, very unique way, they have taken the king piece and now they've got the crown. Okay. I'm sure they'll figure out how to open the door next, and we'll move on and see what the next challenge is.
Little Thirsty tries to throw gang signs again.
Ness walks over to grab for the crown off of Ryan's head. Key for the door.
I take the crown off and I look inside for the key and I hand it to him and I put the crown back on.
Looks like they figured out where the key is.
Ness as the glove that's the arm that's just kind of moving around.
A floppy glove full of feathers.
And the key just drops right through the fingers of the glove to the floor, and then the whole body all kind of convulses at once. Why'd you do that? And then next, someone else can figure that out.
Damn, it looks like the key to the puzzle was literal. It was a literal key, not just like you think about it key. The key to solving the puzzle.
Some of the students in the bleachers are fidgeting uncomfortably, like, hey, you've got the key. But they can't say anything. They're only there to observe. Now, don't worry, class. I'm sure they'll figure out how to unlock a door soon.
Nessa's familiar. The cute little, what did we say? It was a tressum, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A little kitten with wings.
Yes.
Looked up.
Little kitten with wings. I just forgot how to spell it. Tressum is going. Its name is Just Fuzz. So,
Aww.
Just Fuzz reaches out with a little prize and grabs the key and flutters up to the keyhole and puts the key into the door. And then it looks like lovingly over at Ness. And Ness encourages, yes, exit on. Like, go. Oh, yes. and Just Fuzz meow, and turns it, and what happens?
The blue glow dissipates from the door. You hear a loud clunk as the tumblers in the lock start tumbling, and the door is unlocked. But I think the little kitten is probably too small and lacks opposable thumbs, so it can't quite work the door handle.
Duggan is right there, and he pats the little kitten on the head and is like opening the door, and once again gestures the others through as if he has any sort of authority.
Just Fuzz pushes its head into your large hand lovingly.
Aww. You're a cute one.
Well, Duggan, as you push the door open, yes?
Yes.
As the door starts to swing open, the room around you starts to become foggy and swirling and just I can think of words. Come on.
I passed it to you.
I know. I'm like, dang it. I'm the story weaver. I need to weave a story here. Come on.
Nebulous?
Yeah, the room starts to dissolve around you in like a swirling mist. It starts to get dark, and a couple seconds later, you find yourselves all standing together in the center of what appears to be a little foresty wooded area. And the class of students is still off on the side on that bleacher, and the professor is still standing there with her clipboard like, oh, okay. Here seems to be a classic, just a very classic escape room scenario.